Hey, Captain Eddie here, making shavings. Let's talk about sharpening those scrapers by Sorby. You got the little round one that's about 1 inch round, and the one that's a teardrop shape, and that's about 1.25 inches across. And if you want to be a real man about it, and you go over to the plate on your grinder and get it to a -15 to hold it up there and hope it doesn't jump in. But what do you do about that one? Yeah, that's also a Sorby blade. Well, all three of them can be sharpened right here on the Super Ellsworth grinding jig. Well, I called it the Super Ellsworth. Hope David doesn't mind. But I can show you how to build a little rig that'll work on this to sharpen those 15 degrees every time. Watch. Okay, let's start with the basics. These are the parts you'll need. You'll need a piece of 1024 all-thread rod 12 inches long. You'll need one single nut for the all-thread rod. You'll need a curled nut, that's the brass one here, with the grooves on the side. It's easier this way. And you'll need an acorn nut, that's the little cap nut. You'll also need a piece of plastic tubing. I found a piece of rigid waterline tubing, 1/8 inch waterline tubing that the rod fits into. This is just aesthetics, you don't need it, but if you have it, it's going to be a whole lot nicer. Now, get all the parts together. Let's start with putting the acorn nut or cap nut on the end of the all-thread rod. What I didn't mention a minute ago is you will need a little medium thick super glue, and that's going to help you with assembly. I'm just going to put a little super glue down on the bottom here, right above the acorn knob. Now I've got my piece of waterline piping. I'm going to slip it in there. The glue is now disappeared. Now I'm going to put the nut on the end of this. That's just a regular nut. I'm going to bring it up about finger tight or a little bit more. Now, the plastic tubing just became my handle for working with it. The nut is glued into the bottom because it'll keep it from rotating later. The last item is a curled nut, and that goes on here. And guess what? That, boys and girls, is your rig. How elaborate is that? It'll be $29.95 in the fall catalog. Okay, let's talk about how this sets up. In sharpening a fingernail gouge, I showed you how to build this rig. This is a combination of David Ellsworth and Ellie Avasara. But now it's all kinds of stuff. I am horizontal. I am out 7 inches from the face of the wheel. I am down 4 inches. That's the Ellsworth cup. This one, I am out 5 inches and I'm down 6 inches. Or 2 inches in front and 2 inches down. Right there. That's my cup. What do I do with this cup? You know, I got this and I got it located and it's all locked down. You see that? That's what happens. I put the cutter on there and then I come up here. I tighten it down, no tools, all by finger, a little pressure. Once that glue sets up, this isn't going to turn anymore. It goes on here and it sits up there. And when I turn on my grinder and spin it like that, if everything's worked out, I got a perfect 15-degree angle. That's what a cutter should be. Well, there you go. As simple as it seems, that little jig holds that cutter for a perfect 15-degree bevel, and you just take it off. Don't lose the parts. Put them back together again. Put it back on your scraper. Make sure you do it the right way. And you're back in business. There's nothing better than a good, sharp scraper when you're cleaning things up. I'm Captain Eddie Castle and making shavings. Time to put the camera away and go back to the shop.